Um, Good morning, afternoon, whatever time of the day it is for you. Um, this video is in response to Mrs. Kylie, the Master Headhunter's video about stop playing the Hunger Games. I love that video, by the way. Um, and I remember when I was little, my grandmother raised me for the most part. And her and my grandfather, they never ever divorced, even though they were separated for, I don't know, over 20 years. My grandmother and grandfather stayed less than 5 minutes away from each other. Um, and when he passed, they were still married. When she passed, they were still married. Even though he took up homestead with another woman, when those two came together, even when he was sneaking over here, you could always see the love between them, and you can feel it. My grandfather was about 6'3", a tall man, tall, handsome black man, just tall, handsome God. Snoop Dogg looked like my grandfather. And my grandmother was one of the prettiest women in the country town of Gina, Louisiana, where they came from. That was a story he used to always say. She was just the prettiest thing running around there, and I had to have her. But like you said, Kali, we tend to get caught up into this experience, and we tend to fade away from what's true of us and everything. Something that I heard you say was that our men are hurting, our brothers are hurting. And yes, I do agree with that. And yes, we should be there to lift them up, because we are naturally nurturers. That's who we are. And I want to say that because I live an experience as a black woman, which color is not a thing, but I think that is just so deeply instilled in us to be protectors of our mates, our children, just everything. We're supposed to just nurture them, put them in our bosom, and protect us. And while I love your video, the one thing that I was like, she is totally right, everything she's saying, and it brought me to the question of, I can't help you. Not the question, just the thought that came into my head. I can't help someone that won't even admit to themselves that, hey, I'm hurting. This don't feel right. I need somebody to help me. And because I am a black woman that have experience with a black man and married a black husband, I've come to find that our black men are being taught that, it's not okay to cry. It's not okay for them to be vulnerable and to express who they really are or how they feel. And I raised my sons totally different. But that's what's wrong, in my opinion. That's what's wrong with a lot of our brothers. That it's too many people that's been telling them that you a man and you supposed to do this and you supposed to feel this way. Even though my grandfather was not here and my grandmother at times would say things, I could see the love in her eyes when he came around. The night that we had to go see him when he was passing away, she kept it together so strongly. She did not even cry at this funeral. I never ever saw my grandmother even cry for my grandfather. And if she did, she held that together for her children. And I probably went off track, but hey, I'll find my way back in a few minutes. It's just, our black men have just been so misguided as to what it is they can and can't do. And like you said, the Mandingos were breeded a certain kind of way because they had the pure blood, the true gods that were that are in them. And that's just to deny who is. It's so deep and we're so rich. Everything that's running through our veins is so rich, and nothing but gods and goddesses of the highly melanated people. But I would just like a lot of the brothers to understand that a lot of the sisters out here, we are not as hard on you guys, especially the ones, even before my light came on, especially the ones that know who the black man is, the highly melanated brothers are, especially the ones that it's always stirred up in our soul. It's something about this being. And it's not, I've never weighed anybody up against somebody, but to just look at something that's darker, even darker than me, and to just see that and just be in such an awe with it. That's how I've always been. So for all the sisters all the sisters are not out here to down our men. We are not out here to down you guys. We know who you are. And something I had to tell my husband when he was hollering about, you want to change me and you want to change me. No, it's not that I want to change you. The thing of it is, I see in you what you can't even see in yourself. And that's a lot of what's going on with how us queens look at our kings, whether he is actually ours or not. But that is just how the queens look at these melanated kings. I know what's in you. I know your potential. I'm supposed to be here to help you pull that out. But we can't help them if they won't even tell themselves first that I'm hurting. I need help. Can I just lay my head on your shoulders just for a minute to exhale? And it's okay. They need to know that it's okay. But the first thing is admitting to self that I'm feeling some kind of way, and I know this way is not how I'm supposed to feel. I mean, our arms and our doors are always open. It's just our brothers have to get to the point to where they understand when it comes to dealing with us. We know the struggle. Like you were saying, I do not know how to be a black man, but I know how to be a black woman. So I know that they have it 1,000,000 times more harder than we do as women. So my arms are always open to ones that are trying to help themselves. Will I waddle in the mess with one that's just steady doing the same thing? No, I won't, because I won't get pulled down. But when I see that it's one he's trying everything that it is, I got his back. Whether that's my friend, whether it had been a lover. But in time, when you see that somebody is really not trying to help themselves, but they just taking everything that you got to let go. So our brothers have to begin first by admitting that I'm hurting. I want this pain to stop. They got to go deep, figure out who they are, and not be so quick to lash out at us or accuse us of wanting to change them. Yeah, accuse us of wanting to change them. And I mean, we just trying to make you see what it is that we see. And that's about it. I mean, but that's just my video response to that. I saw this video this morning, and that kind of, it stuck with me. It stuck with me. And my husband my soon-to-be ex-husband is in prison now. And I've told him about my awakening. And he's just like, wow, I have my own Iyanla Vanzant. And, you know, we have brief little bitty conversations now. And now he's like, I kind of see why you would say the things that you said. And then, but now I feel like it's too late. I can still be one of your number one cheerleaders. But as far as the relationship goes, we will never ever be together again on that level, because it's just, we're not meant to be together. We were meant to come into each other's lives to get the lesson, and he was slapping that down. I mean, he had no faith in his own self, and I mean, I was trying to figure my own self out, and I don't know, it's just our brothers need to admit that I'm hurting. They have to know that my sister, my black women, they're here for me. So it's like a two-way street. It's a two-way street. We're here to help each other out. We're here to help and build each other up. That's what I've gathered. That's what I've always noticed, even looking at the relationship between my grandmother and my grandfather, and just even older couples that I meet, and I be so in awe with these older people that have been married for 50 years. And I remember I was pregnant with my first son, and with Xavier, that's his name. He it was an older couple there, and the lady got up to go get her ultrasound, and she threw her purse in her husband's chest, and he said, "Oh, the only time I get it is when it ain't no money in it." And I just cracked up laughing. My baby was moving. I was rubbing my stomach. And I say, "How long have you been married?" He say 50 years. And I was like, wow. I've always had a thing about love. Just love, love, love. I'm just so attracted to love. It's because it's happy. It's a happy emotion for me. And everybody else, I'm sure. I know that. I was just in awe with that. So I was asking him, how did y'all make it last? And the man said, because she was in the back, he said, "Baby, it's not an easy thing. Marriage is not an easy thing. But you have to be someone's friend first. And you have to understand. You have to have a very good understanding when you step into a marriage." He said, "It's not about tearing each other down. It's about building each other up. And even in the process of building each other up, you're going to still have some rough days. But when the love is right, everything is okay." And so when his wife came out, he was saying, "Baby, this," he called her something, baby, something. It was so cute because they looked like they was just teenagers. And she said, "Oh no, honey, it hasn't been an easy thing. It hasn't been an easy thing. You know, it's something you have to work on every day. And you have to take care of each other." So, you know, he confirmed it. It's a building each other up, and she came out and confirmed it. And that was just so wonderful. You know, I'm looking at him as this older man, this king, and here his queen is, and they still look so happy on the outside. And just for me, with me talking to them, I felt that it was genuine, everything that they were saying. So, you know, yeah, we have to, our kings got to admit to us that, I mean, they got to admit to themselves first that I'm hurting. I need to shed these tears so I can shed some of this dead weight, so I can get this up off of me. Yes, my shoulders are strong because that's how I am built. But the weight of the world has just, it done driven me into the ground. They got to know that, shake that damn weight off of them. And it's going to be a queen that is going to be waiting there with her arms open. But the first step is for them to admit to themselves, I'm weak, I need help, I'm hurting, I want to cry, I want to pull my hair out, I just want to do all of this. Because we are just as weak as they are. And they are just as weak as we are. We feed off of each other and we build each other up. And if everybody come, I'm such a hopeful person. I'm just such a hopeful person. I live in my damn head. I would love for everybody to just wake up. Everybody, but my melanated people, I would love for everybody to just wake up one day and everybody's light is on. But you know, that's my wishful thinking. But as a lot of us gods and goddesses are waking up, who's to say that wishful thinking won't come true? Because we are gods, and we create everything that we have going on. So I'm going to just keep that in my meditation, that everybody's going to get it together, because we do need each other.